Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday night. It is Sandra coming from Lebanon, Ohio, and I am super excited. I love doing the middle of the week power planning because, on Sunday night when we're doing one of our power plannings, we all have the best intentions and so forth. And sometimes the beginning of your week can kind of blow up on you for all different types of reasons and so forth. And this just kind of gives you a chance to kind of stop in your tracks and go, okay, I'm not going to let the rest of the week get away from me. And so whenever I was approached about hosting these, I was told choose your day, and it was a no-brainer. I wanted Wednesday. Just that chance to kind of pivot and twist and make the rest of your week amazing. So y'all know, if you've been on with me very often on these, that you know that I like to start in the most positive way possible. And so the first thing that we're going to start with is our gratefuls, the things that you are grateful for, anywhere from 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for in the last 24 hours. You may have already written them down. You know what? And go ahead and you can say those out loud if you want to, or you can move on to your I ams. I'm going to share one of the things. There's something that we've been trying to make happen, and it just seems like roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and things just get stopped. And then yesterday, all of a sudden, we kind of had this clarity, and it's like, okay, so things aren't always totally dead in the water. You just sometimes need clarity. And one of the things that I'm grateful for is that we have received clarity in and I don't want to say turmoil because that's not really the word I want to use, but anyway, clarity in the face of trying to make some really big decisions. And no, we're all okay. I just want a second house. Everything's okay. So go ahead and write your 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. One of the things I'm grateful for is my chicken list. We're going to talk about that. All righty. All right. So you should have 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. One of the things I am grateful for that, I have a warm roof over my head and that I have food to eat each and every single day, more food than I need. It's so funny because every time it's time for us to do our I ams, my I am app pops one on my phone or on my watch right when we're getting ready to do it. And you know that I am passionate about that app. If y'all don't have it, you've got to go download it. It's the I Am app. It has kind of a little teal green background. It just says I Am. It is free. Please do not pay for this app. If you want to unlock all the different doors and the different things you can get to, then yes, you are more than welcome to pay for it. But I'm free. I'm not free. I get the free version. I don't pay for anything because I'm kind of cheap like that. I don't pay for apps. All right, so let's do our I ams. I love the first one that just popped up on my watch says, I am worthy of positive changes in my life. And every single one of you are. If you need some ideas of ones that have to do with your business, and sorry, I was looking at my phone because my phone's plugged in over here. Here's some that you could write down for your business. I always make the right decisions. I deserve to receive support in my business. I am magnetizing success every single day. I love that one. My measure of success is how much fun I am having in my business. And that's what it is meant to be, is how much fun you have. I am my own competition. The only person that we are competing with is ourselves. Alrighty, and if you know me, you know I like to start with the positives. Being a teacher for so long, that's why I always start with our gratefuls and our I ams. Then we're going to move on to our rate of run. And so last week we got our rate of run set for the rest of the month. You may have a big goal that you want to achieve. And so what you do is you take that number and you do some magic work with it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to log into our cloud. Some of you have done rate of run before. You can do it with your eyes shut, and some of you have not. So what you're going to do is you're going to log into your cloud, and never fails, it kicks me out. Okay, all right, scroll on down until you are at your business dashboard or business snapshot, sorry. And then your dashboard, look and see what your QV is. Put that number into your computer and divide it by 7 because today is the 7th of the month. You're going to end up with a smaller number. You're going to take that smaller number. Also have to, my calculator is solar powered, so I always have to have it closer to a light. Take that smaller number and multiply it by 30 days because we have 30 days this month. That gives you your rate of run as to where you are right now, trajectory wise, for finishing out the end of the month. Well, I can tell you, I love my rate of run at the beginning of the month. But for some reason, between the 10th and the 25th, it just kind of starts to wane a little bit. So that lets me know that, yes, I spend a lot of time working here at the end of the month and at the beginning of the month. So I need to be so consistent with what I'm doing every single day of the month that I don't see a downward trend from the 10th to the 25th. There's like 15-day window. And I think y'all probably know what I mean. Like you're gung-ho, it's the beginning of the month, let's get the month started, and then sometimes life just happens, such and such is happening, and you're going through the motions of doing your work. But if you really were truthful with yourself, are you getting those things done that you need to do during the day? And if I were to be honest with myself, I would say there are days that I let that kind of wane, and you can tell it because then I'm scrambling to get to the goal that I want to be at. And I don't, and I don't tend to achieve. Is my brain trying to sabotage me and go, you're too scared to get to that big goal? It makes me wonder, is my mindset, are you too afraid? Are you too chicken? That kind of thing. Is that why you kind of let things kind of just downslide a little bit during the week, during the month? Well, I got to tell you, I'm not afraid. Not afraid of hard work, not afraid to do anything. So let's take a look at our calendar. Let's take a look at today. Let's take a look at the next few days. Do you have names written down? Yes or no? If you don't have your birthdays written down, get the birthdays written down. We've talked about how I do my birthdays now. I go straight into Messenger to do birthdays. I don't mess with the wall anymore. I just go strictly straight into Messenger. And the return messages I'm getting back have gone up completely exponentially, rather than it just being your typical like where the person likes that you've given them a birthday message on their wall. If you go into Messenger and do it in Messenger, it will come back to you tenfold. Whether, I don't mean it like that, but you're going to have more of an opportunity to build the relationship with that person if you're doing the birthdays in Messenger. So birthdays are your biggest thing. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk to y'all tonight about is chicken list. That's a word we haven't heard for quite a while. But if you think about your list of people that you made when you first got started with Thrive, there's your list of people, like Lindsay says, her ride and die people, the people who would come and bail her out of jail kind of people, the people who would do anything for you. Then you've got your list of people that you know need the product. They're tired, they're worn out. And when Tammy approached me about the product, she had no idea I was tired. She just thought I was a busy mama. She had no idea where I was. So your list is your people who are your ride and die, your folks that you know are just worn completely out. And then your people who may be interested in the opportunity that you know would jump in this business with you. They're your Thelma to your Louise. And so that's your 3 lists. But there's a 4th list. That's your chicken list. Your chicken list consists of the people that you are, for some reason, deathly afraid to reach out to. Charlie has the music cranked up. Every time I get onto Zoom, he cranks the music up downstairs. I kid you not. But anyway, so your chicken list people are the people that you are deathly afraid to reach out to for one reason or another. They're going to say no. Okay. So big deal. No big deal. Maybe they're intimidating to you. Why? They put their clothes on the same way that you do. They put their underwear on every day, just like you do, or at least we hope they do. And these chicken list people may need hope and may need what you've got, and they're just waiting for someone to reach out to them. And so there's a girl who has been on my chicken list. There's a point to my story here, Mamaw. There's a girl who's been on my chicken list for 2 years. Okay, 2 years. She's a very strong personality. I mean, just can get kind of almost like intense in your face kind of personality. She's an amazing mama. She is a go-getter. She does not let anything in life slow her down. And that intimidates me in some ways. But we've had a really good relationship for many, many years. And I've invited her to a couple of things. We've talked a little bit about Thrive whenever I was at work and what have you. So I sent her the message, one of those ones that Lisa, we got from that training. Hey, I was creating some sample packs to send out to some friends of mine, and I have a couple left over. Would you like for me to bring one over to you? However you want to word it, because she lives in my town, so I didn't have to mail it. She was like, yeah, I've heard a lot of people say good things about that stuff. So I went over there today. She's recovering from a surgery and so forth. And she's like, oh, I'm not sleeping. She's sitting there sucking on a monster. Okay. You never know. Don't be afraid. And if you haven't looked at your chicken list in a long time, I know we talk about where to find names in your Facebook. We know where to find names as your customer list or as your promoter list. We'll go back over that really quick. But if you've not taken a look at your chicken list in a while, I want you to update that chicken list. There's going to be people on that chicken list that may already be thriving with you, or you may have a new person that is on your chicken list that you want to add to it. Okay. Now in adding to your names, so forth. Oops, hold on. There we go. In adding to your names, when you are in your cloud office, go through, whether you're new or not, just go through and take a look at your customer names. 9 times out of 10, the majority of those people have not ordered with you. Those are people you're going to put on your list for your custom conscious comments. Check in with your promoters. There's a couple of promoters. Well, I got a lot of inactive promoters on my team, but there's a couple that are still ordering. I have been reaching out to them every 2 to 3 weeks. How's everything going? Is there anything that I can help you with? Inviting them to our locals. I've got enough things happening that I feel like I just really need to do with Thrive After 5 before we leave for Fort Worth. So I'm going to be doing that. Another place I want you to think about where you can get names is over in Instagram, which is kind of crazy and wild, believe it or not. But, and this is how I've done this, how I've added to my network in Instagram. Do not get into those loops. Now, I'm not saying do not, but I got into those loops, those mama loops, where if you went and followed somebody, they would follow you. Y'all, that didn't go anywhere for me. All it ended me up with was people that live in Timbuktu that wouldn't be able to order Thrive anyway. And so I have spent a bunch of time going and unfollowing all of those folks. But one of the things that you may not have realized if you're in Instagram, and hopefully everybody is, if your Instagram is not public, I highly recommend making it public. If you are My children know I do this every week, but they try to call me. Anyway, if you're doing a post of littles, you know, like whenever I post my grandchildren and so forth, I don't typically post their faces too much on Instagram because my Instagram is public. So I may post it for just a little bit and then I'll archive it. So you can do that if your Instagram is public. Here's one of the neat things that you can do if your Instagram is a public page. So I'm going to go down and find a post that I did a few weeks ago. Okay, so it was this post right here where I showed my patch. Underneath, if you've got a post, you know, if you've got a public Instagram, that little blue box will say promote. You can hit that button and you can choose to pay for this to be kind of almost like an ad. You can choose like $2 a day for 3 days or $5 a day for 4 days, 6 days, however you want to. You get to choose how much you want it to be per day and then how many days you want it to run. Then you also get to choose your audience. So I chose my audience to be the UK. I chose my audience to be Southern Asia. I chose my audience to be some towns where I have promoters, other than my promoters in Texas. And so I think it was going to cost me, now this is what I will pay for, okay? I think it cost me a total of like $23. You can set it so that these people will go look at your link, or you can set it to where people will, you know, message you in Messenger, so to speak. Now, I didn't want like, and I've done this before, and this is crazy what happens with your following. Yes, you do get some of the weird people, you just block them, okay? So I set that one picture for 4 days. My website hits have gone out the roof since then. The first day that it ran, because it takes sometimes maybe anywhere from 12 to 24 hours before it'll actually start. And you don't actually get to see it promoting, but Instagram is just going to be kind of like what Facebook does with the algorithm. They're going to make sure you're still you're creeping back up to the top. You're creeping back up to the top. You're creeping back up to the top. And that more and more people are going to see you. And so on that first day, I had like 30 some odd different visitors and 90 website hits just in the first day. The numbers have slowly started to go down, but my website hits daily since then have been in the 20s, 30s, the different unique visitors and so forth. How do you make your Instagram public? Hang on, Edie, let me go in here and take a look. It's in your settings. Now, Edie, like with you having Elena and everything, you can post like some pictures of her and then you can archive it right away if you don't want people creeping. Okay. So down at the bottom, there's my little black little spot with my head in there. If I go to that, it takes me back up to my, here's the top of mine. Sorry, y'all, I know it's bad. Those little lines up there at the top right, if you click those lines, that's where you can change anything you need to do in your account. I know there's probably a lot more techie version and way to say that. I just don't know how to. It will even give you, you know, you can manage your own audience. It will give you insights as to how many. So by me doing that, it gives you a breakdown. Hold on, let me see if I can get this where you can see it. I'm sorry, I hate how it does this, y'all, but I'm trying to. Edie, I'm not sure. I think once they're archived, I don't know if they even show up. It will give you in the last 7 days. Oh, no, don't apologize for your questions. I just feel bad. I don't know all of the info on that. I just know that once I archive it, I don't have to worry about people seeing the babies. In the last 7 days, by me doing that cost me $23, I have reached 154.4 more percent more accounts in the last 7 days compared to one of the weeks in March. I have reached nearly 9,000 accounts, 206 content interactions, and my audience has grown. Just by doing that. Now, like I said, I don't do that very often because I don't want to beat the dead horse. But when I've got a really good post, and this one was talking about, this is because I had kind of gotten off of my workout regimen, as well as my little food regimen that I'm on and so forth. So I just said lifestyle changes start with mindset, belief, and readiness. It's all about taking care of you. And I can promise you, you are worth every bit. And I had my DFT showing that says, I am strong and courageous. And then all my hashtags had to do with that, and, Thrive Life, what have you. But in the meantime, the number of people that have jumped on and have started following have increased. Now, there were some that were a little, I wasn't sure about, so I blocked them. And Edie, you can always go in and you can make it public for a little bit, see how it works for you, and then you can go back to making it more private. I've just really gotten away from sharing too many pictures of the babies now that my Instagram is public. But that really makes a difference for me in the number of followers that I'm getting on Instagram. And then I will go find them. And you know what? That's okay, because I have some promoters on my team that are just learning Instagram. And that's why I wanted to do some Instagram stuff tonight. And so that's one of the things that you can do in Instagram. The other thing, if you've not been doing a lot with your Instagram stories, I highly recommend also that you get in your Instagram stories. And so let's kind of talk about that. And I'm going to show you an app you can use whenever you see an Instagram story or post that Lavelle puts out and you want to be able to repost it. You can't just copy and paste it. If you want to do one of the pictures that Lavelle has, you have to screenshot it, crop it, put it into your stories, or put it in, and so there's an easier way if you want for it to keep all the wording and so forth. So on my Instagram, my little mug is up here. So if I want to do a story, I just click on my picture. I click the little plus sign that's in the picture, and then I can either create my own wording, or I can go into my library of pictures and I can pop in my own pictures. Today was Wellness Wednesday. And so, typically we tend to, we're always showing our Thrive for Wellness Wednesday, but I also showed some other ways that make it Wellness Wednesday. I said, Wellness Wednesday begins here. And I had my 3 steps and what it does. I said, and here, because I was getting a pedicure. And then I was sitting on the porch, kind of like a lanai type porch with my girlfriend, and we were just enjoying it. And I said, and Wellness Wednesday is here too. So I did those kinds of things in my stories today for Wellness Wednesday. Now, here's what you can do with Lavelle's Instagram page. So I'm going to go to the search and pull up Lavelle. So they may have a post that you really, really like. There's an app that I use that's called Repost. It is a white box with 2 purple arrows that are kind of going around the inside of the box. It's called Repost. I have 2 different ones, but this one really is the easiest to use. But so let's say I got to find one of the videos that they had on here. Okay, the one about the DFT. Okay, so let's see if I can show you all this. Oh, there, do you see the little 3 dots? Okay, there's this really cute video going on. So I'm going to click my 3 dots. It gives me an option to copy the link. So I'm going to copy the link. Then it says link copied to clipboard. Cool. Now I'm going to get out of Instagram. I'm going to go to my, oh gosh, y'all, I hate that. Okay. Do you see the little purple arrows? My Repost app. I'm going to go to my Repost app. And that video that I copied, I'm waiting. Oh, it was a reel. Hold on. It didn't save it. Somebody's got to shut down on that. Let me find another video. Okay. I'm going to do the one with the micronized lifestyle mix. I'll go back into my repost. Oh, there it is. It just took a minute. Okay, so there's the one with the DFT right there. Okay. I clicked it. Down at the bottom, it'll say share. And it pops up the video, and then it asks me, do I want to put it in my story or in my feed? So if I want to put it in my story, I can do that. And then I can still hit all of those little different things at the top. I can still add the little overlay to it. I can add the GIFs to it. And if you want to know where you can find the Lavelle GIFs, click that little thing that looks like a little notepad with the corner turned up. Type in the search bar, type in Lavelle, or you can just even start typing in LE-VEL or VE, and it will pull up all of the ones that are for Lavelle. And you've got all these cute little stickers that you can click on. I clicked on Flex Friday since it's, you know, I mean, I'm not going to really post this one because I've already done it before, but I clicked on my little Flex Friday GIF. It's on there. Voila, you hit send to. You can have it set to where you can send it to your Instagram and your Facebook simultaneously. Now, if you're going to do a poll in your stories and you've started it with Instagram, share it to your Instagram first. Then once you go into your stories and you see it on your stories, there's going to be a little circle at the bottom with the little Facebook F in the middle of the circle. Then click there, and then it will share it into your Facebook stories. And that way people can actually vote on the poll in both places. If you share it straight from Instagram into your Facebook all at the same time, your Instagram poll will work, but for some reason, the poll won't work over in Facebook land in your stories. So I do that one in 2 steps. So let me kind of recap just a little bit. Those are some things I do in Instagram. Number 1, I promote some of my posts. Yes, it costs me money. Do I do it every single day? No, I don't. I do it sparingly simply because I don't want to be spending a ton of money on advertising or promoting that myself, because Lavelle does already a ton. We've got all of their Instagram things, their Facebook things, and we get to share those. I'm just trying to project my Instagram out there so that I can gain some more followers. The next thing that you can do is you can copy a link from the Lavelle Instagram page, whether it's a story or on their page. You can click copy link and then go into your repost app and you can repost it. If you're doing a poll, do your poll over an Instagram, share it to there in your stories, and then once it pops up, click it and you can share it over into your Facebook land. And then that way you'll have people voting on your poll in both places. Just a reminder, in Cabo, when Lindsay and all of those other leaders, the 80K leaders and up, were at the 1-hour little powwow with Paul and Jason, they kept saying, show the product, show your product, show your product. There are 2 products that I love mixing together, and I'm going to do a thing on that tomorrow. I should have done it today because I've drank one the last 2 days, and today was really hot. But I'm going to be doing it again tomorrow, so I'm going to show it tomorrow. I'm going to do a little product post really quick, but show the product. The product is what, and people don't always know what the product does. They know we've got our DFTs. They think it's a nicotine patch. They may see our picture of our capsules on our nightstand, but they don't necessarily know exactly what those capsules do. Are you kidding? Those capsules wake up our eyes. We know what those capsules do. So show the product. Those are the things I wanted to talk about really quick about Instagram. And then Lisa, I'm going to ask you to pop in here for just a second if you're okay with that. Can you unmute? Okay. All right. This was one of the things I had mentioned last week I was going to talk about, and then you were amazing and led our team Zoom on Monday night about closing the sale. And so kind of in just a quick nutshell, and a lot of these people that are on here or watching this in replay are probably on Susan's team, so they can go find that wording. But if you would just talk about what you gained from that Saturday training about closing the sale, because I'm going to piggyback off of that.
Okay. I just, a lot of times you just don't know what to say or how to approach somebody when you're asking them. And I happen to have my notes still sitting here on my desk. I think, well, I struggle with being salesy, but if we come across as you're wanting to help, and that was, I guess, the approach and how they kind of not twisted it, but they turned it to where it was like, oh, we're helping you. Let's help you so you don't run out of product so that you can continue to feel better. Let's make sure that you're noticing the benefits of what Thrive is doing for you. So also, one of them was, hey girl, I cannot wait to hear how you feel with the 4 weeks of product in your body. So it's just the approach, instead of trying to sell them something. And actually I have right here on my whiteboard that you can't see, it says, don't deliver a product, deliver an experience. So.
Exactly. And the wording that she is talking about is from the Saturday training that we had just a couple of weeks ago. It was the girls out of like Wisconsin or Minnesota. I kind of get those two mixed up a little bit, but anyway, it was really neat the way that they did some of that wording, and all of that wording is over in Susan's Freedom Thrivers. I know for sure. Lisa's got a copy of it. She has shared it with all of us. I actually utilized some of that wording with a sample pack that I had out a couple of weeks ago. That girl has ordered. She's already popped into our customer group. She has shared, oh my gosh, I really was excited to try the strawberry. I had no idea really how good it was going to taste, even though she had had a vanilla and chocolate mix. So she is so excited, posted already, in our customer group. And so we've talked last week about sample packs. I would hear all the time Lindsay and our leaders talking about keeping your VIP mindset. And VIP, that's when you're trying to get 2 customers, 2 promoters, 2 customers, 2 promoters. And when you approach the week with that VIP mindset, but it took me a long time to really understand, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to try to get. That's what I'm going to try to get. Okay, well, I have eliminated the word try out of my language. This is what I will get this week. And I have over on my board, all it takes is 2 and 2 every week. And for the last 3 weeks, I have had at least, now there's more, but I have had at least 2 sample packs going out every single week. And the return in people ordering product has been, I'm going to say 85%, simply because I'm using the professionally looking sample pack boxes. I do have the opportunity to mail them from the cloud, from my cloud. I do have that opportunity. If it's someone local, I'm going to give them the ones I've got. If it's someone further away, then I'll send them the one that I've got with the credits that I have in my, cloud, my Thrive, what are they called? Sample credits, whatever. Anyway, so I've got a lot more of those going out. I've been using some of that wording and the tweaking of that wording that they gave us, that Lisa was just talking about. The difference in how that approach is, you're like, oh my gosh, this is genius. And y'all, it just tweaks a few things, but it sounds so much better. And it takes that, if you're thinking about it too much and you're putting too much thought into, oh my gosh, what should I say? What should I say? And you feel like you're going to say too much. Well, if you're saying too much, then I can guarantee to you, you're saying too much. Less is more. And that's what these are. Less is more. But keep that on your vision board somewhere, 2 and 2 every week. Now, have I gotten the 2 promoters every single week? No, but, and this is a big but, we know that the best way we get happy promoters that are ready to run are because these customers are happy and they love their Thrive experience and they can't wait to tell everybody about it. Today, when I took that sample pack over there, there was a girl there. Oh my gosh, I hadn't seen her in several years. I had her daughter in second grade and her daughter was there. They're on spring break. I was like, oh my gosh, well, guess what? She's fixing to make her account underneath my friend that I took the sample pack to, who was on my chicken list. You just never know. Keep the sample packs going. I wish I could turn this around to y'all. Have you ever had a thing where you lose track of who you got the samples out to sometimes? So over here I have a big whiteboard on my wall. I wish I could turn y'all around without really making you throw up, but I'm going to try. Okay. So if I make you throw up, I really apologize. Oh, all of a sudden my screen went like kind of dark. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I got 2 minutes left. Okay. Now I'm kind of crazy. I have this huge whiteboard. Okay. Nobody has to have a whiteboard this big, but over here I have sample packs. I have the people's names that have the 3-day. The pink one check mark means they've received their 3-day. The other two are people who have indicated, yes, they wanted one in my story the other day. I've sent them messages. Hey, did you still want me to have put your name on that sample pack? If not, no worries. I'll, no harm, no foul. I'll move on. Cause I've got somebody else who wants it. Well, once they know somebody else wants it, they're going to have FOMO. They don't want to miss out. Then, the people who have moved from having a sample pack over into new orders, I have a couple of little notes there for myself. And that way I'm not losing it in my notebook. Now, my goal is that I'm going to have just names all across the bottom of that whiteboard. But that's where I can just take a quick peek. Okay. Oh, I still need to make sure that I have so-and-so's sample pack in the mail. Oh, so-and-so just got theirs today. I have 2 people that got theirs today. I'm going to take the picture of my capsules on my nightstand and I send it to them and say, I'm ready for tomorrow. Are y'all ready to start your day 1? That was one of the recommendations from that Zoom training. We have less than a minute. I apologize. I run out of time every week because I'm a stinking motor mouth, but hopefully y'all got some great ideas from that. Find the wording over in Susan's Freedom Thrivers from that training, and somebody hurry up and take a picture. So, oh, Jessica, thank you. I just get super excited about doing these, and I try to bring something new to your planning every single week. And so stay tuned for what I've got next week, but biggest hugs, love all of y'all. And I will hopefully see y'all in Fort Worth in a few weeks. Bye y'all.